So the Lord then makes a statement about the grave of this worthless one. And most read the Hebrew as it stands and translate the phrase as, quote, I will make your grave. But some suggest revocalizing the text to read, quote, I will desecrate your grave. And again, here the net goes with that option, the net scholars in their translation. They translate that as, I will desecrate your grave because you are accursed. So the king of Assyria's grave was allegedly protected by the Assyrian gods, but Yahweh easily destroys this grave nonetheless, and the curse then is placed upon the Assyrian king and his gods. And God himself will make the grave to bury the Assyrian. It won't be left to another. So Dr. Spronk and all the commentators that I read, they prefer to leave the Masoretic as it stands and not make that revocalization. So they prefer the reading as, I will make your grave. And Dr. Spronk says the preparation of the grave, his eternal home, is the consequence of the loss of the support from his gods, who have been destroyed in their own houses, the temples. He cannot withstand the God of Judah, end quote. And in the eschatological context of Nahum, this will ultimately be a promise to the beast and or Satan. And for this, we go back to Isaiah 14. I'm going to read a few verses, and there's a few places where I'm going to break into comment, so I won't read it straight through, but it's Isaiah 14, 18 to 21. And it says, all the kings of the nations lie in glory, each in his own tomb. But you are cast out, away from your grave like a loathed branch. So here's the first time I'm going to break in here, this phrase, loathed branch. Some scholars believe that here Isaiah is using an Egyptian loanword. And this Egyptian loanword means abominable dead god. So if that's correct, this would read, you are cast out away from your grave like an abominable dead god. Now, I think that's a very interesting option, but I also think that the Hebrew makes sense because of the fact that the Messiah, Jesus, is called the branch so many times. That's one of the titles, my servant the branch. So the beast, the Antichrist, comes as the pseudo-Christ, the false Messiah, the counterfeit. And so here Isaiah would be saying, no, you are a loathed branch. You're not the Messiah. You are an abomination. You are a counterfeit. You're a liar. You are Antichrist. So I think that that actually is interesting either way. If he was using an Egyptian loanword, an abominable dead god is obviously very interesting. If he's not, calling him a loathed branch, when we know that the Messiah, the true Messiah, Jesus Christ, is called my servant the branch, calling him a loathed branch would, I think, give a pretty strong indication that this individual here is the Antichrist. So I just want to make that comment on this word here in Isaiah. So reading again the passage, I'll start from the beginning. All the kings of the nations lie in glory, each in his own tomb, but you are cast out away from your grave like a loathed branch, clothed with the slain, those pierced by the sword who go down to the stones of the pit, like a dead body trampled underfoot. You will not be joined with them in burial, because you have destroyed your land, you have slain your people. May the offspring of evildoers never more be named. Prepare slaughter for his sons because of the guilt of their fathers, lest they rise and possess the earth and fill the face of the world with cities. Now this is the other point that I wanted to comment on, as there are some who believe that Isaiah here, the word cities, is using an Aramaic loanword. And if that's the case, this word in Aramaic means watchers. Watchers, like Genesis 6 watchers. So that would read, prepare slaughter for his sons because of the guilt of their fathers. So be thinking Genesis 6. Lest they rise and possess the earth and fill the face of the world with watchers. So personally, I like that one. I think that one's more significant than the question of whether it's a loathed branch or an abominable dead god, because it would just make a lot more sense to me for Isaiah, because as I explained, I think loathed branch makes good sense in as a title for the Antichrist. This last sentence here, I think, makes good sense when it's linked with Genesis 6. Prepare slaughter for his sons, which would be the Nephilim, because of the guilt of their fathers, which would be the sons of God, lest they rise and possess the earth and fill the face of the world with watchers, which would be, again, Nephilim, Rephaim, these kinds of entities. So I think that is an interesting one, and again, a linkage here with Nahum, that we have, again, one verse, and largely I base a lot of that part off of one sentence, I will make your grave for you are vile, from Nahum 1:14.